Hello and good morning. Here is the news at 10. First, the highlights. Legacy government pledges continuous promotion of human capital development for women's financial inclusion. Federal government directs residents of 4 local government areas in Niger State to relocate following fresh flood warning. On the foreign, United States President slams South Africa with 30% tariff rate. And in sports, Confederation of African Beach Volleyball Under-18 Championship begins in Abuja. And now the details. I am Mike James. Legacy government has pledged continuous promotion of human development (CD) through advocacy for women's financial inclusion. Has to think of data's role in outcomes. On Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), Orelua Fini stated this during a financial literacy training for 200 women in the council development area. Communities in the Ikorodu division of the state. He was represented by the technical assistant on SDGs, Asisa Sholanke, emphasized the importance of the advocacy, which empowered the women to be financially responsible. Representatives of the Lagos State Resident Registration Agency, National Identification Management Commission, Health Insurance Scheme, and financial institutions enlightened the beneficiaries at the 2 locations on how to multiply their resources, save for emergencies, and emphasized the importance of data to assist government in the planning for schools, hospitals, and infrastructural development. While appreciating the Legacy government for the enlightenment on behalf of all the beneficiaries, Executive Chairman Ijede LCDA Moturayo Gbadebo Alugba, who spoke through her vice, Kabir Karim, said the knowledge gained by the women would help boost their businesses, increase savings, and revamp the council's economy. The Alagura of Agura, Oba Olakunle Ogunderu, commended the state government for its efforts at ensuring women in the area benefited from financial literacy programs and urged beneficiaries to use the knowledge gained during the program judiciously. The Lagos State House of Assembly has held a public hearing on the Lagos State Correctional System aimed at transforming the justice system from a punitive approach to one centered on reform, rehabilitation, and reintegration. Speaker Mudashiru Abasaho was represented by the lawmaker Caribs Mainland Constituency 1, Ajani Owolabi, said the bill seeks to establish a legal framework for both custodial and non-custodial measures. He noted that justice should not be limited to punishment but should also focus on restoring individuals and preparing them for successful reintegration into society. Obasaho, who sponsored the bill, described it as a bold step towards the outdated prison model with a modern correctional system anchored on human dignity and social reintegration. Chairman of the House Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights, Public Petitions and LASIAC, Oladipo Ajomali, in his welcome remarks, highlighted the severe overcrowding in Nigeria's correctional facilities, largely driven by the high number of pre-trial detainees. He stressed the need for humane treatment of inmates and proper rehabilitation structures and appealed to the federal government to invest in more correctional facilities, pointing out the challenges of reintegrating ex-inmates into society. Presenting an overview of the bill, the House Majority Leader Noheem Adams noted that the draft legislation comprises 60 sections which make provisions for medical care, family and legal visitations, structured release procedures, and thorough documentation to aid the transition process. In a bid to sharpen calculation skills and be a problem solver in the society, over 30,000 GSS3 students in Lagos Public Schools participated in this year's Datel App Mathematics competition using technology. The Lagos students who used the Datel App, which is a unique AI feature that creates solutions for both teachers and students in mathematics, solved 10 million questions within the just concluded 2024-2025 academic session. At a reward ceremony for the outstanding student and schools at Alausa, Ikeja, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Abisola Dokumu Adegbite, lauded the initiative and boasted that Lagos students are more of a genius than champions in line with global best practices. Dokumu Adegbite, who hinted that all students from GSS 1 to 3 in all public schools will participate in next session's competition, called on teachers to also leverage on technology for more training for self-development.
It's really also appreciative to understand that this would boost our math skills, it would empower teachers, it would encourage engagement because the students will definitely relate with their teachers. Teachers will relate with teachers. Principals, I encourage you again, relate with the teachers and the students. So you are key and you know what is going on. It expands, it's definitely going to expand digital learning and it's going to bridge learning gaps. I think that's the most attractive thing for me.
One of the best students from Ojodu Junior Grammar School, Glory Olabi, who received an award and cash prize for her school, appreciated her mother and teacher for the motivation to participate in the competition, in which she came second best overall student.
I feel very happy. I am very happy. And that set is really, really interesting. Like, it improves my skills in math because I didn't like math that much.
The implementation partner to Dazzle in Nigeria, Wumi Tolu Alalade, who said the objective was to improve learning outcomes in students and encourage teachers in using technology to teach for easier assimilation by student, urged parents to allow their children to use their phones for only 15 minutes daily to solve mathematics questions on the app to hone their skills.
It's a process, it's like a support to make sure that students are able to scale mathematics, improve their outcomes, and be able to be confident in their knowledge of mathematics. Because, maths is a subject that has, everybody has one thing or the other about mathematics. It's not so easy to master.
Ojodu Junior Grammar School won the Best Overall Award in Education District 6, while Dr. Lucas Memorial Junior High School and Ishashi Junior Grammar School, both in Education District 5, came second and third. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has directed residents of 4 local government areas in Niger State to relocate to higher ground following a fresh flood warning issued by the Ministry of Environment. The National Flood Early Warning Center of the Federal Ministry of Environment says the areas were likely to experience heavy rainfall that might result in flooding from July 31 to August 4. The state's Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, in collaboration with the Ministry of Information and Strategy, had subsequently issued a public announcement urging residents to activate evacuation plans. The flood threat is due to rising water levels in the Niger, Kaduna, and Gurara rivers, which could also affect major roads across the state. President Tinubu has laid the foundation for a transformed Nigeria in 2 years through decisive economic reforms, inclusive governance, and nationwide infrastructural development. This is contained in a statement signed by the spokesperson of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Lagos, Sheye Oladejo. The party noted that President Tinubu's leadership has restored international confidence in Nigeria and rekindled hope among the citizenry. Oladejo was reacting to a statement credited to a chieftain in the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Dino Melaye, who claimed that his party will produce a candidate capable of unseating President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 general election. He urged Nigerians to ignore Melaye's comments and remain focused on the steady progress being achieved under the renewed hope agenda. member of the Lagos State House of Assembly representing Oshodi Solo Constituency 1, Stephen Ogundikpe, has officially launched the third edition of his annual summer coaching program. Speaking during the media briefing held, the lawmaker Ogundikpe reiterated his commitment to academic excellence and the holistic development of students. He announced that this year's program will include special rewards for students who demonstrate outstanding academic performance and exemplary character throughout the coaching period. Ogundikpe expressed gratitude to the Tutor General, Permanent Secretary of the Lagos State Ministry of Education, for granting approval to use the 3 designated schools as centers for the program. The 2025 summer coaching program will be held at the following centers: Ikeja Junior Grammar School, Ewutuntun Junior Grammar School, Mafoluku Junior Grammar School. And in some foreign news, United States President Donald Trump says South African products exported to the U.S. will be hit by a 30% tariff from August 7. South Africa faces the highest rates in sub-Saharan Africa, reflecting President Trump's strained relationship with the government of President Cyril Ramaphosa. Other African nations, including Nigeria, Ghana, Lesotho, and Zimbabwe, have been hit with a 15% tariff, which will also come into effect in 7 days. The decision is a huge blow to South Africa, and the U.S. is its second biggest trading partner. In sports news, about 20 countries are battling for honors as the 2025 Confederation of African Volleyball Under-18 Boys and Girls Beach Championship begins in Abuja. The event, which is scheduled to run through August 7, will see the countries on the continent battle it out on the stand for the right to be called Junior Champions of Africa. President of the Confederation of African Volleyball Beach, Musa Nimrod, had given assurances on Nigeria's readiness in hosting a H3 competition. Nigeria has previously hosted the Olympic qualifiers twice and the Senior Championship, but this will be the first time the country is hosting the Under-18 tournament. And that was our news at 10. Just before we go, remember, speed thrills but kills. Please always avoid excessive speed. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. On X, it's Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs. It's live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961, and visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. Listen to Lagos Traffic Radio live on my Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration organized a forum for women across the 57 local government and local council development areas in the state with a view to enhancing their productivity and economic growth? Get more details on the Legacy Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government has pledged continued promotion of human capital development through advocacy for women's financial inclusion in hard-to-reach communities and increased awareness of data's role in delivering better HCD's outcomes. The federal government has directed residents of 4 local government areas in Niger State to relocate to higher grounds following a fresh flood warning issued by the Ministry of Environment. We also told you that the United States President Donald Trump has announced that South African products exported to the U.S. will be hit by a 30% tariff from August 7. And in sport, about 20 countries are battling for honors as the 2025 Confederation of African Volleyball Under-18 Boys and Girls Beach Championship begins in Abuja. And for contacts with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adeswai Joyoka. My name is Mike James. Good morning and thank you for listening.